The Feast of Tabernacles has two themes in conclusion. One, it deals with remembering our past. We are the only people in America that says words like, let's forget the past and start with now. And yet my people can tell you all about European history, Anglo-Saxon history. They can tell you about history of the Americas, American history. And then when you ask him about his, he wants to say, let's forget the past. The Jews have a movie on every single month about Holocaust in some form. Remember the Holocaust. Remember the Holocaust. 6 million Jews were killed by Hitler in Germany. Never again. Well, I'm here to tell you that 96 million black people lost their lives during the slave trade. 100 million of us were captured from Africa as Hebrew Israelites. 96 million of us died on the way. Only 6 million of us made it to America. And since we got to America, they have hung us on trees. They have cooked us like hot dogs on a stick. They have hung us and burned us and murdered us and abused us all over America. And I'm here to say, never again. Praise Yahweh. And if the Jews can say, remember the Holocaust, and America can say, remember the Alamo, and remember Pearl Harbor, and World War I, World War II, and if America can say, remember the American Civil War, and the war between America and England, and whatever, 76, and all that kind of stuff, if they can say, remember, 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 the shock when I start telling my people, remember, don't forget. Don't forget. Praise Yahweh. Don't you tell me I'm teaching hate. Unless everybody else remembering is hate. They call it history. Well, I'm not teaching hate, I'm teaching history. And I want you to know, just like the federal government judged our whole nation guilty of what one wicked bastard did in opposition to what I teach, and they charged us guilty, and that all of us have to pay $1 million for the act of somebody because he said he believed in Yahweh, and he proved by his works that he didn't, and has turned and speak against me. And if they can use a man like that to make a judgment of $1 million against us to take our property in the city, and claim all of us from all over America are guilty, and we and our children must pay this $1 million for the act of one. So if the government, and not if, since the government says that all of us are guilty for the acts of one, then I hold all white people guilty for the killing of Cain, killing of Abel. I hold them all guilty. Praise Yahweh. It's their judgment. By their judgment, they shall have to live by it. Since they hold all of us guilty for the acts of one from among us, then all of them are guilty for the millions of Indians they killed in America. Then they're all guilty for the millions of Mexicans they killed, taking California and Louisiana and Texas. Then they're all guilty for all the Chinese they killed during the Chinese War. They're all guilty for the Japanese they killed in Japan. They're all guilty for the Koreans they killed in Korea. They're all guilty for the people they killed in Africa. They're all guilty, and they must pay as I'm paying. Praise Yahweh. That's why Yahweh says in his holy word, the Bible, judge not, lest you be judged. Praise Yahweh. I didn't create the judgment. America made it. You read about it. Everybody with an ounce of brains knows it's a criminal thing to charge all people for the acts of one man. There's not a nationality on the planet that wants to be held guilty for all of them want to be held guilty for the acts of one. Then how can the world sit back and be quiet when these wicked bastards charge our whole nation guilty to pay $1 million for the act of a wicked man and then give our productivity to non-producing drug addicts and drug dealers? They're not tenants, they're wicked drug dealers, drug users. How can you be a man and stand by and watch such a wicked judgment as that go down? Now you know the truth of how logic works. If it's logical that all of us from around America have to pay $1 million out or several $1 million for the acts of one, boy, America has a lot to pay for, doesn't she? Huh? Praise Yahweh. And see, what makes me unique is I'm not afraid to say it. See, all nations are scared of America, but I'm not. You can tell I'm not. In her face, I'm not. I'm either the craziest man you've ever seen or I know somebody. I know somebody. And his name is Yahweh. This means America better be glad I'm the Prince of Peace. You better pray. You better pray and thank Yahweh that I'm the Prince of Peace. I want peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Aren't you glad? First part of Feast of Tabernacles is to remember. So now 60 million black people in America are beginning to remember Yahweh is their God. Huh? So that means you can't tell which one of us it is because all of us don't wear white. Most of my followers don't wear white. And I'm here to spread love, peace, harmony. And all it takes are men of goodwill just to stand together. That's all. And you won't have to fire one shot. All wicked people will run out of America like Marcos ran out of the Philippines. You got your examples all around the world. See, Marcos had the whole army. Huh? He had the jets, the tanks, the bullets, the guns. He had all the army. But no army can whip people power. And if they run from people power, imagine how they'll run from Yahweh. Yahweh power.